is Eleanore Guthrie. I am the designer behind Knit Denim, based here in Los Angeles, and welcome to my crib. Okay, so we got another custom order that just came in late morning today, due tomorrow at 8 p.m. So I am setting aside all of my work to get this done. It's for Cardi B, and I am scared as fuck that I won't be able to pull this off, just because I've said it before, but I don't have any like formal training on like garment making, so this literally is just like, oh, I'll use this sample and cut it this way and fold it that way and sew it like this and then fit it to my body and generally compare it to the measurements of the client and just hope for the best. So it really scares me, but it always works out. I don't understand that. I have to make a bodysuit, a custom bodysuit with a skirt, a patchwork skirt that has like 2 belts. And so I've kind of already gotten started before we started filming today. They want something like low plunging like this top, but you know, like a onesie vibe, so somehow I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna probably have to cut into some samples because they want a certain colorway, and given the turnaround time, there's no time for me to actually make new fabric. Got some random scraps here. This is why I hoard scraps. It's for moments like these. I guess it was Wednesday. I had my assistant Paola behind the camera right now start cutting up some of these scraps from like old samples or just bad samples because they're taking up space in my place, and for whatever reason this year everybody is all about the patchwork. Yeah, it's funny, like a lot of my designs I'll just have them for years and then all of a sudden 1 year everybody wants it, and so I guess this year is the year of the patchwork. So anyway, I need to get started beyond this stage now. I just had some lunch. I had pasta. I'm kind of out of popcorn. I was thinking pasta because we got a lot of work to do and I don't want to be thinking about the next thing I'm going to eat. Just going to put those in there and start sewing, like placing them and sewing them. I just had my other assistant pick up some giant belt buckles. Last minute we sourced those. So these are all the pad samples that I've been accumulating and actually dipped into for this project, and I still have too much, and I have to move this somewhere because I need to set up my table. So this is, you know, I got a storage unit and you wouldn't know it. However, I need to be knitting still, and you know, people order things, so stuff to be knitting. And we got here some Revolve production. We'll get to sewing that next week. Let's see. So I'm just kind of setting things out to kind of see what grabs my attention. Yeah, I might have to cut into those designs just to give like more variation. Last year I made this giant rug for Fred Siegel for their jean bar, and it used up like all of my good swatches. I mean, all of my good scraps. So now a lot of my scraps are just starting to look the same. See, keeping a waistband, this could be useful for the skirt. Okay, well, I'm tired of these straps. They all look the same now. It's like I need some texture. Okay, my other assistant just rolled up with the belt buckles, so. Alright, peace out.
Hi.
Cool, thank you. This is Alejandro Paola. Okay, bye, thank you. I think that looks like what they wanted. I hope. I feel like this one is bigger. Because time is of the essence, I just, yeah. Got more than I needed. We're gonna have to sacrifice a baby today. It hurts, but it has to be done. Anyway, try to be strategic about what I cut. Like, I try to think ahead whether or not I might use it for some other purpose. For instance, like, these were a pair of elongators samples, and I wanted to save the waistband because, like, sometimes I'm in a pinch like this and I need a waistband, and this one will already be ready to go and it looks good and professional. Whereas, like, if I were to sew my own waistband with fabric I have, it doesn't always look very good. So it's always good to keep things, useful pieces like that, intact, because waistbands are necessary with the knits to hold them up if the fabric isn't, like, super clingy. With this, I can't really think of any other use. However, I'm gonna cut along the seams just to be neat about it. I have a plate in my wrist because I broke it.
Oh my god,
and so, like, sometimes when I do too much, like, wrist activity, I can feel it in there, like it needs to be cracked or something. You know, like that feeling when your joint needs to be cracked? It's kind of like that, but it's like right here. I'm like, ah. I have road rage, which I think maybe people see that by now, but the people in front of me were driving too slow in the rain, and so I was like, I'm just gonna try to pass them, because fuck that. And as I was doing it, I knew I was gonna be fucked. And I was like, well, it is what it is now. I hydroplaned, got in an accident all by myself, broke my wrist, and of, like, all the days and all the times, all the locations this could have happened, it was transitioning from, I think it was like is that the 110 coming from Pasadena, or like the 101? That windy freeway, transitioning onto the 5, I believe. And after I got in the accident, I got out of the car and, like, sat by the road because I was in shock and, like, waiting for the ambulance and all that. And this girl that I used to be friends with in high school, with her boyfriend, drive by on the freeway, and she was like, she popped her head out of the window. She's like, Eleanore, oh my god, are you okay? And I was like, oh my, like, just keep going. Keep going, you're not seeing anything, 'cause this is the ultimate embarrassment. Like, I just created all this traffic. Not only did I hydroplane in the rain, which is, like, so LA, like, you're a horrible driver vibes, but I was holding up traffic. And the other weird thing about it was that she lives in New Zealand. Like, she's been living in New Zealand for the past few years, and by chance, she was in LA in that same spot at the moment I broke my wrist. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then I thought, oh, maybe this is a sign we'll, like, reconnect and be, like, friends again or something. It'll mean something, but nothing ever came of it. So one down, a bunch more to go. So a little progress report. It's almost, I don't know, I think like 8 or something like that. I spent a lot of the day trying to create a new knitting program for a different type of stitch upon the request of the stylist. and I thought it was going to be really easy, but I kept running into a little problem that wouldn't let me save the program, and it's a really stupid problem, I know that, but I've already spent a few hours on it and waiting for my programmer to call me back and help me with it. But in the meantime, I knitted similar swatches just to like kind of convey the idea. What they wanted was like a mesh looking fabric that was in like a denim wash, but I don't have any more of that fabric laying around, so I was like, I can try to recreate, or I can try to create something like that by mixing different yarns together. So that was one swatch, and I also did this one because I know they wanted it to be see-through. So now I'm just waiting to hear back. Beyond that, I did this much patchwork, which I'm like pretty happy about how it's looking. So I'm going to continue this. This is the back panel of the skirt. And now I also need to make patchwork for this belt feature. It will sit in the front of the skirt. So I'm hoping to do that tonight, as well as get started on the onesie. Okay, now it's about 10 p.m. on Friday night. It was Friday earlier, too. But anyway, I have moved upstairs because I've pretty much wrapped up all I was going to do for the patchwork on the skirt. At least the back panel. I'm not going to do the belts until tomorrow, just because I really want to like get a handle on how I'm going to do this jumpsuit. I'm taking one of these tweed halter vests in the vintage indigo. I'm splitting open the back. I'm going to sew the front to make the plunging neckline of this onesie that they want. This looks like a crotch, like of a bikini bottom, you know? I don't know if you can see that. So what I'm going to do is take out this seam here, cut here, and then cut here, or like, you know, curve it or whatever, match it like that. I'm going to try it on and see like generally how it fits me. They want it to be very like high up, so it exposes the hips. And then I'm going to sew it to this part. It seems crazy, but that's what I'm going to do. This is going to be the crotch of the onesie, and then the back side, and I will be fitting it to my body, ultimately seeing how it goes. This is my workspace. Yeah, and we'll check back in then. Just ripping the seams out. It's so hard to see because like it's so dark, and then the thread I use is navy, so I'm always just like, I hope I don't rip the fabric. Ta-da! Okay, so day 2 of making this custom outfit for Cardi. I just found out that this is actually for a music video, so I'm just kind of like, I started the day early at like 6 a.m. Currently working on the bodysuit that's made from a halter vest and armhole of a blazer vest. It's pretty funny, but it actually has worked out like so freaking perfect. I am very lucky. I also learned that they want shorts too, also patchwork, and I'm still waiting on details for that. But yeah, lots of patchwork. I'm like, okay, someone will not be sleeping tonight. It is 5 a.m. Sunday, I was up all night wrapping up this outfit, and I'm basically done. Well, a few minutes late, but just putting in the waistband of the shorts. So unfortunately, the belt buckles that I initially bought ended up being too small for the patchwork straps that I just sewed. In comparison to the photo that the stylist gave me, they're not proportionate to the size of the skirt. So fortunately, I have a very handy boyfriend who said that he could cut some custom metal belt buckles for me. So I had him do that. He started at 11 p.m., wrapped up around 2 a.m., brought him over, and fingers crossed. Okay, the stylist is trying to pick up, and I wanna do a little try on really fast. Really fast. So here are the shorts. It's not really a great angle, but it's what happens when I'm filming by myself. Here is the skirt. Initially, I didn't really like it on me, but I think maybe I was deathly tired. I mean, I still am, but now I kind of like it, so cool. Here's this guy. Can't really stand up straight because the torso is kind of short for me, but Cardi's smaller. Here's the full look. I don't really have time to like try to make this look cute on me, but it's supposed to be a mini skirt. They're gonna fit it to her body. It's gonna fit her a lot differently than me because we have different body shape, but this is what it looks like on me. So unfortunately, I did not film anything around Latto's outfit because that happened very last minute. The request came in, I think it was like the same day that I handed off the outfit to Cardi's team, and I didn't know much about what they wanted Latto's outfit for, and I was quite honestly burnt the fuck out, so I was not doing anything extra that day. And yeah, lo and behold, they were shooting for the same video and both wore my designs.